Twin Cities Adventures with our Minnesota Honeybee playlist. And today's video, we are going to take those brood boxes that were wet frames that we just extracted the honey out of them, and we're going to check them out, make sure they're dry. So what we did when we extracted our honey is we left a super on so the bees could clean up all of the mess. And if they're going to put any of the nectar or honey anywhere, I'd want them to put them up in the super, because I don't want them to fill up their brood boxes where they lay eggs. So it's been 2.5 days. They cleaned up all of the other stuff in like 1 day over here, because you can see in our last video I put everything out. They cleaned it all up in 1 day. Everything was bone dry. So now it's been 2.5 days. I'm sure that those deep honey boxes or brood boxes are probably dry now, because they act fast. So why am I doing this? My goal is to have 3 deep boxes because we have a lot of bees. So we did a lot of tricking the queen. So we always moved empty frames into the center to trick the queen into laying more eggs, and we got 2 beehives chock full of bees. So we have like a lot of bees. So it totally works. So in the winter, I want 3 brood boxes because we have so many bees, and they can like all cluster into wherever they want. And in the future, I want to just leave the 3 brood boxes alone, and then moving forward, we'll just put supers on top for extraction. But since we started these hives up this year, we wanted to trick the queen, move the frames around. We did get honey bound, so we pulled honey, and then we pulled more honey. So let me put my bee suit on and let's go check out the hives. All right, let's just pull this off. See that? Completely bone dry. Completely bone dry. So a little bit of damage here. They'll fix that in no time flat. So I'm just gonna go through and check all of the frames, make sure there's no more bumblebees in there, because I saw some bumblebees stealing from there. And then we will set up the deep boxes and we'll put them back on top of the hive and remove the supers. Okay, this one had 2 bumblebees in there, so I just scooched them out of the way. I'll use my 9-frame spacing tool. They're completely bone dry, so I'm just gonna space my frames out now. We'll put it on this hive over here because these frames are really drawn out nicely. And this was the weaker frame earlier in the year. So now that we have our population back up, I'm gonna make it easy on them and put the drawn out frames on this one. So we'll pop off the top and pull the super and put the deep on. All right, so now we have 3 deeps, and then I'll just put the super up here and let them rob anything out of there and bring it back into the hive. So let's swap out the other one next. Completely bone dry. They robbed all of the honey out of this, so that's good. See, here's a bumblebee, so we'll just get rid of that guy. All right, I just did the same thing on this side here. So check your frames for bumblebees, hive beetles, smash the hive beetles if you find any. So now I've got the deeps with the dried frames put in there, and the supers are up top. So I'm gonna let those clean anything out of there, and then we'll store those for the winter. Now I'm gonna swap out these deep boxes in about a week when I get my new ones with windows on the side, because I like to peek in there and watch their productivity. It's also good for visual inspections. And then we'll use these deeps with no windows. I originally bought them for when I feed them sugar syrup for the dearth and in the spring. So that's today's video. Thanks for watching. Twin Cities Adventures out.